Adding checkpoints between levels. Using Super Mario Brothers as an example, do you know how like between levels it'll say like 1-1, show you how many lives you have left or something like that, or it'll just show like ready or something between certain levels in certain games and with an exclamation point that says like go, something like that, and then the next screen the stage starts. Um yeah, so that's a perfect example. You could use a checkpoint script that you have from your game as a base, so just like copy paste it, follow along, because you're gonna have to remove some sections. The one I've included, I've already done that for you, but I've literally deleted them. I didn't comment them out just to show you what'll happen because of that. Essentially, you're just going to be using an extra tile slot. So in my game, I'm using the final tile slot 13, because if you've been following along, 14 and 15 are their own multi tiles. They each have 8 tiles attached to them. They respond to the player. This tile is going to respond to any object. So you would just copy your file you're going to edit or whatever, or the one included that I've put there that you can just download. Just copy that to your tiles in your mod folder for your game, or if you made your own folder, you just put it in tiles if you want. And then you would go in to edit the file, name it something like checkpoint any object. That way you know it's different from the other one. Mine's right there. So there's my checkpoint any object. You're going to want to rename it. Tile types. 13, whatever it was named, rename it checkpoint any object. Or whatever tile you're using for it. I'm using 13. Alright, so when we edit it, all the lines that refer to or check for the player or player object, you're going to comment out or delete. So, here's the base checkpoint. That's a player line. So you just comment out that, that one. You don't need that because that's only referred to from here. Unless you have something else referred to it, then you would have something like that for like a jump subroutine or something. But anyway, that's a different story altogether. All that you're interested in really is essentially this and this. So once you've commented out all the player object stuff, you're gonna want to get rid of all the stuff that's about the object location. The object would be the object colliding with the tile. You don't need to have any of that, because then that would make your player, when he spawns in, go to that location. That would just make you die, literally, or whatever. Right when you spawn in, the monster would be there. It'll kill you. So all you really need is these lines. Not going to save it because that's just the base. And then this is what we got. Literally, that's what's left over. You can even get rid of this if you want. It's really not needed. I just keep it in for the heck of it. Just like that do checkpoint thing. You don't need that line in there either. Get rid of that. That's it. So just have these in there. As a side note, if you're getting rid of your original special checkpoint for your player, the regular player checkpoint, the one that actually checks for player collision, you could try it. Like the file I've included for an example would be in tile 15. I moved it there. You could just do it like that. There's checkpoint for player collision. It's a normal checkpoint. That's literal just on 0. So I just commented out the score I'm not using. All right, so that's it. 3 steps. I can show you how you can use it. In screens, you want the checkpoint, but you don't have a player because maybe they're missing because they're hidden or something. So, like between levels, you would want to put here's where I put the player, hide the player there. That's their warp in location. So, warp in would be like something like that. Set warp in. And then right here, you would want to put your tile. So, mine, like I said, checkpoint any object is 0D. I surrounded it by solids for the monster to spawn in there and be in that spot. Just in case you didn't put on like no gravity. So I created the monster object. It's an 8x8 blank tile. Default. No animation. It's a monster type. You don't have to put anything here. I just put stop. Make sure it's got a bounding box. Ignore gravity. Go to warp when the timer's up. You can make the timer whatever you feel comfortable with. I'll do 13. That's the settings you would need. That's essentially it. So then the object saves. You'd want to make a monster group for it. Create a monster group. I have it in my tile 0. There's my invisible warp. Name the group efficiently. I just wrote empty because it's an empty group. Also an invisible monster, whatever. Place it in that spot, in that location on the screen where you have that. Oh, you're going to go to your day monsters. Make the monster group right there. Go to OK. Then you're going to place it on the screen in the spot where you put your tile. So the player warps in there, down at the bottom, the left. The monster warps there. I have it right under where it says level. Doesn't really matter where it warps in as long as it's got the checkpoint where it warps in. And that it warps after the time is elapsed. So let's test that out. Level 1. Level 2. Oh no, I died on level 2. Look at that. I started on level 2. Started on that screen that said level. Then I came back over here. And when I continue, it should be level 2. If you're using the continue system from before, that would be it. and then it would store the high score up there. Since you're testing it and I'm testing it in NESmaker, it won't store the high score. You'll notice that under level it's blank currently. It's a little foreshadowing of things to come next time. So multi-tile 15, I have it saved just like in the example, but I commented it out for a moment, but here I'll uncomment it and we'll test it really quick for the end of the episode. Alright, say you wanted to have that in your game. Make the multi-tile for that screen. Make sure that it's set at that number, which is 0 on 01 right here. This number, you'd want to have it 0. Check it, make sure it's at 0. It's a 0. Grab multi-tile 01. Put it somewhere. Put it right next to the tombstone. Actually, I'm going to put it on the tombstone. The tombstone will disappear after you pick it up, so you wait. That way you know that you got the checkpoint. It's like a flag. And instead of starting on the level screen, it's going to start you on this screen. So instead of the level screen, again, it'll show you in this screen. So that would be how you would put that back in your game if you wanted to. And then you would comment out this. But for yours, I wrote down a little note as I showed you that said that about commenting it out. Those are the files I'm going to include. Please like, subscribe, leave comments, suggestions, and how to add more things and how to improve my videos. Please, thank you. Have a great day.